Hey guys, I wasn't sure if I should be making a video about this build, and I was pretty tired. I took a nap, and you know what? I got encouraged by those 3 to 5 euros that I make per video. So here we go. So this build started as a super meme idea. I wanted to make an auto SRS Minion instability build, as I call auto popcorns, and the idea was to use cast when damage taken with the hardbound loop rings, and it did kind of work. I mean, no, it didn't. It didn't really work. It didn't work at all. And the issue was, I actually don't know what the issue was. But the problem was that the cast and damage taken would just randomly not work. Like, I'm gonna add clips somewhere if I can dig them up. I was basically in the hideout. I would cast SRS. And the amount of people are gonna suggest me to watch Automancer video is probably gonna be in the double digits. So I made sure that I have not too much cast speed, because cast when damage taken has 0.25, but with the basically I had 0.26, 0.27 times cast rate. So I would summon enough SRS, and the hardbound loop rings would start dealing damage, and it would just not work. It would not continue the cycle. Then I would unequip cast when damage taken, put it into inventory, take it again, put it back on, cast SRS again, and it would work. If you can explain this kind of mystery, great. I can't. I tried, I got so frustrated, I was getting PTSD, so eventually I just quit the build. I quit the build, and now it is a pretty boring, unusual, pretty boring, usual, and not very effective popcorn SRS build. Basically, popcorn means Minion instability, and it's not too bad. I mean, I got over 7k effective HP, but the damage is barely like 1 million, a bit over 1 million. You can do, I guess, zeros. I haven't tried, but I did. I was doing tier 16 maps, and it was alright. It was sketchy, obviously. I had to manually try to not get hit and dodge the dangerous things, but because I am using unleash, it's not too bad. I unleash, I dodge the things, then die, then come back, and then do this again. Not often die, but yeah, this is a Scion. Here's the passive skill tree. I am using two cluster, one cluster. I'm using some cluster jewels with Minion things, and then life. Yeah, is it 10 minutes? No, not 10 minutes. I got some defensive layers. No, I don't have defensive layers. I have life and mana, and blind sometimes when I have enough time to cast. Well, I think with oh, I also basically I'm Scion Chieftain Necromancer. I basically went Scion because I wanted more points, because the build was supposed to be cast when damage taken, and this is just a plan B, I guess. So I was on purpose trying to avoid getting mitigation, because that would mess up cast when damage taken. So this is build just a build that you should not do. I just wanted to kind of show some clips how things turn out to be, and some things how this build can work. And by the way, if you never played a summoner build, or especially Minion instability build, maybe don't watch this video because you're gonna get a bad idea that popcorn, well, Minion instability builds are bad, and they are not bad. It just, this build is not on the good side. I mean, you can still do tier 16 maps and conquerors. Actually, most of the conquerors I did deathless, so yeah, it's just not very fast. I was also using agnostic, which drains my mana and heals life, but in the end I decided I don't really need it, and I saved 6 points and put them elsewhere. By the way, I got a +3 to fire spell skill jump staff, which I believe I bought for quite cheaply. 6 linked already with all the crafts except for the cast speed, since I don't need Minion attack and cast speed, so that makes things a bit cheaper, I guess. I also do have elemental equilibrium. What else do I have? I got this, careful planning. Yep, that's very important. So maybe I should mention how I try to build my cast and damage taken build. Not sure if I want to. It's making me remember bad times. So I was using cast and damage taken. I tried with 1 ring and with 2 rings and with the proper cast and damage taken levels and gems. And what did I do? What else did I do? I basically had 2 SRS setups, but the cast and damage taken, while multiple cast and damage taken skills can be triggered, but if you use the same skill, like I had 2 SRS setups with cast and damage taken, it shares the cooldown, so it wasn't very actually, was it working? I don't even understand. Sometimes it was working, sometimes it wasn't working. What else did I use? Oh, basically I tried using more of the conquest. Where is it? I tried using more of the conquest because up to 20% damage taken gain as life over 4 seconds. That's like not really mitigating, but giving back the life that you lost from those rings. I also have, well, this is mind over matter. I also have damage taken gain as mana over 4 seconds when hit. Oh right, I got Watcher's Eye with Clarities, so another 19% damage taken gain as mana over 4 seconds. So my mana was pretty steady, but as you saw in the clips, it's just not really possible to sustain it that way. Or at least I would need a lot more HP, which actually I do now. Maybe I should try. Maybe I should still try to convert it. But no, the cast on damage taken was just randomly stopped. Would just randomly stop working, and I tried using skeletons adding to the mix. That doesn't work so well. I tried using, so the difference between Automancer and this build should be pretty obvious, but people still suggest me to watch it. I'm using SRS to summon SRS to do the damage with SRS exploding. I'm not using SRS to give me cast speed for the some spell. So that's the difference. I'm not using SRS to just get cast speed. I'm using SRS to clear, and I think it would actually work with more tweaking. And if you really want, I'm gonna include the path of building import code for my cast and damage taken SRS idea. Maybe you can copy it and adapt it in some way. And by the way, the way I'm doing, the way I'm making SRS die faster is I'm using Infernal Legion obviously and Tavokai Amulet, which is pretty cheap actually this league. You want negative SRS and then as much damage and life. By the way, life is more important than damage when scaling Minion instability builds. So I'm actually getting all the damage, all the life nodes, but not really all the damage nodes, and I'm avoiding the ones that give like regen or elemental resistances. The build can do tier 16s, but I would not recommend. I would not recommend cast and damage. The cast and damage taken is really interesting idea. I would be well, in my head I would just run. It would well keep hitting me, but I would in my head sustain somehow that life. I would just run, would summon a stress. They would run to enemies, pop, and summon a new one. By the way, for the body armor, I was trying to use Blood Bond. When you put cast on damage taken, I think any level, it would also trigger the blood offering, which sacrifices 20% of your life, but I'm not sure if it is it max life or is it current life, and then regions based on that. And it was actually helping me rather than killing me faster because that region, but in the end I tried crafting the I think is Hunter's body armor, the one that should give you life recovery every 5 seconds. I also tried stacking those small cluster jewels with the same mod, but in the end I couldn't get it and got this pretty okay-ish body armor with extra cores, and I actually thought about selling it, but then I converted this build into normal SRS build, and there you go, and I'm using that now. The Bloodborne would still give me more damage, and I would not need to rely so heavily on curses and cursing enemies. By the way, the cover enemies in Ash works with any hits and not just fire, which I do have from Chieftain. So that's why I'm using Blighting with Unleash, just to hit more times and guarantee that I cover enemies in Ash. Yeah, and I'm using a 6-link Blighting just for utility, which you don't need. So yeah, the build is cheap. I was actually using Mark of the Red Covenant, and that would work probably the best for, I mean, because you can only sustain 5 SRS, you basically cannot get more than 5 SRS on auto cast, because cast on damage taken basically caps at around 5 casts per second, and you cannot have multiple cast on damage taken SRS setups. You could still summon SRS manually if you're not too lazy to click the button, but I mean, who wants to click that button and not just, you know what, it would be nice if it I could have used cast on damage taken with lightning warp. I could actually even move. I don't know where would I move if I would damage myself, but yeah, that's also an idea. So you basically could make an auto AFK build, like auto AFK and auto clear build, maybe? I don't know, maybe. Probably not, yeah. Unfortunately, 10 minutes have passed and I don't make these rules, but I have to finish the video. So if you want to copy this build, I'm gonna leave for building import codes. And for now, thank you for watching and I will see you soon. Bye bye.